Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rob and cheat, and not first and four. Make God what I seen to make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, I. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. I. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just talk on the Friday. You might go and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Global TV. It is another election cycle. Even though the Prime Minister don't want to call it, we are in an election cycle. And this morning, we are going on a full-blown socialist campaign. Note, I did not say PNP campaign. Socialist campaign against the treachery of this government. Many concubines of the Prime Minister. And this morning, we're also going to address the Prime Minister's concubine as well. It only took 9 years. A disruption to the economy, healthcare, education, infrastructure, and of course, our democracy. Good morning and welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on Global TV. There are certain videos that we are going to bring forward to you this morning, looking at we achieve prosperity, and should the police not be probing Colleen Lull and the administrative arm within our parliament? We will all see where it's going. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome one and all. Thank you for joining us. Debbie Jervis TV. Good morning. Good morning. Marcia Thomas, Sharon Bernard. Good morning. Welcome. Miranda Rada. Good morning. Good morning. Jamrak 8766. Colleen. Lorraine Smichaels, good morning. JP, Florence Hamilton, Lynette Jenkins, Ladybug, Jennifer Brown, good morning. Norman Ferguson, good morning. Christine Gilbert, how is everyone doing? Barbara Simpson, Sophia Hall, Violet Watson, good morning. Good morning, Beverly. Karen Wagwan, bro. Morning, everyone. Catherine Hypeness, Donette Harriet, Julie Roberts, good morning. Good morning. Carlene Richards, Jamaican, good morning. Michelle Johnson, good morning. Good morning. Mavis Forbes, good morning. Marcia Gale, Yvonne Riley, Opal Watson, Kevin Davis, good morning, everyone. Good morning. TikTok, who there? Let's see who is on the tick. Pearl Winter, Auntie, Instant Nanny, Dwight Jr., User 6119, John Sinclair, Joseph Rose, Devon, is it Valvoline Grant, Merle Walgon, and Anna K. Good morning. We are going to go straight into it. Willie Don, good morning. Who if we start on first? We're going to look at the issue unfolding in Parliament. There is also a Gleaner article with relation to that, where the police has launched a probe into finding out who put out the allegation. It is my understanding the IC is also investigating. Debbie, and how you do? The IC also meant to be investigating, but let us listen to the information in this video. But it wouldn't be anything strange to us because we remember how Valerie Curtis was treated and how Valerie Curtis was literally picked up and thrown out of her position. So let's go into the video, and then I'm not going to read the article, but I'm going to point to certain paragraphs of that article, I think written on Sunday sometime, Zenith Beckford, around that. But it's not really about finding out about the trickery and the crookery, the mismanagement, and
We were sent a folder.
crime
No,
that is going on in Parliament under Juliet Holness and Colleen Lull. Let us listen to the information in the video. Then we'll come back on the other side. Everything fall apart, you know. They have destroyed democracy in 9 years. They have destroyed the system of governance in 9 years.
we were sent a folder. No name, no explanation, just a subject line. Start with the AC unit. What followed was a trail of leaked emails, memos, and financial documents, all from inside Gordon House, and all pointing to the same thing: a parliament at war with its own rules. It began with a fixed asset, an air conditioning unit installed at the Parliament building. No record of funds, no procurement trail. According to the FAA Act, that's a breach. No commitment of funds, no prior approval, and no one willing to take responsibility. But the documents weren't the only thing we received. We were also sent a statement, a staff member, a witness, a cry for help. Case 1, HR department crippled. Clerk to the Houses, Colleen Lowe, reportedly holds full control over hiring. Multiple staff confirm threats made to the HR director. Standard HR procedures sidelined. Vacancies filled without competition. It's not a department. It's a dictatorship. Case 2. Tara Evans terminated without cause. Evans was employed as senior secretary. Performance reviews were positive. She was recommended for appointment. Instead, she was placed on another probation, then terminated in November of 2024 without any explanation. GOJ staff orders require written reasons and a formal review. She got neither. Case 3, Tamisha McIntyre fired without review. Senior Legislative Counsel. No completed performance assessment. No justification provided. Termination letter handed to her on the last day of work. Effective immediately. This is a direct breach of GOJ's own termination protocols. Case 4. Nadine Riley, suspended indefinitely with pay. Suspended pending investigation. No charges brought, later reinstated, only to be placed on interdiction. The GOJ has no policy for indefinite paid leave, and the Office of the Services Commissions has yet to intervene. Case 5. Leandria Wilson, abruptly removed. Seconded from Court Management Services. After allegedly disagreeing with Colleen Lowe, she was sent back to her ministry the same day. No documentation, no PR, no explanation. Retaliation, in plain sight. Case 6. Closure of the staff canteen. The Parliament canteen, long a support to MPs and staff, has been gutted. The cook, Miss Olga Taylor, contract not renewed. Instead, tens of thousands are spent on private catering. For selected MPs and inner circle staff, taxpayer funds diverted, while regular workers can't afford a hot meal. Case 7. Finance officers were reportedly pressured to breach procurement law. Documents confirm multiple AC units purchased from ATL. Total value, 1.52 million Jamaican dollars. No purchase order, no requisition, no fund commitment. The acting PFO was allegedly threatened, pressured to sign off, despite clear violations of the FAA Act. Case 8. Former clerk still without pension. Retired April 2024. To this day, no pension disbursed. Her years of service erased by bureaucracy or sabotage. The Ministry of Finance has offered no explanation. This testimony ends with one repeated call: that Clerk Colleen Lowe must be removed. That silence must be broken, and that the government must act. Because Parliament has become a house of cries, and the country is watching. Inside those walls, people are crying out, not for promotions, not for praise, but for protection. From the very people paid to lead them. They are tired. They are scared. They feel alone. Section 5.9.3 of the FAA Act is clear. No payments should be processed for wasteful spending, unbudgeted items, or activities not in the public interest. Every single payment outlined here violates that rule. Colleen Lowe's official government credit card shows $275,000 for airfare to Westminster, $21,900 for a single meal claim, subscription to Otter.ai, not listed in any approved ICT expenditure, all charged to Parliament, all outside procurement protocols. One retired public servant told us, "This isn't how Parliament is supposed to run." If they can't follow the law inside the House, how can they expect the country to obey it outside? This is not a personal dispute. This is a governance breakdown, and it's happening inside Jamaica's Parliament. The evidence is in your hands now. We reviewed the testimonies. We reviewed the invoices. We reviewed the laws. And the truth is undeniable. This isn't just about policy. It's about people. The people who work behind those walls. And the ones being silenced for doing what's right. This isn't just about Gordon House. This is about the kind of country we're building, where laws apply to the powerful, or not at all, and where silence is rewarded, but courage is punished. This is Jamaica in Focus. Comment, like, share, and follow, because what happens in Gordon House affects every taxpayer in Jamaica.
I can guarantee you didn't hear a word in that video. And because I'm sure none of you heard a word of what was said in that video, I'm going to play it again. So only we run go change the baby, only we run go flip the egg, only we run go take out the toast out of the thingy, only we have to run off to the toilet. Make go play it again, because I guarantee you, sir, none of you heard the information in this video just now. So because you know, a morning time I have to run, go put on the kettle, put the toaster on, blow the wood fire, something. Me go play again, because I'm sure someone never hear. But we remember the treatment of Valerie Curtis, didn't we? We remember the treatment that Valerie Curtis got from this very institution called Parliament. This very institution where every system has been eroded, particularly since the Prime Minister in change, chief of the concubine, which we will get to in a bit. One never hear. Me sure so no don't hear. We're in the video a little while. Me sure no don't hear. So no, listen again because I never hear.
We were sent a folder. No name, no explanation, just a subject line. Start with the AC unit. What followed was a trail of leaked emails, memos, and financial documents, all from inside Gordon House, and all pointing to the same thing: a parliament at war with its own rules. It began with a fixed asset, an air conditioning unit installed at the Parliament building. No record of funds, no procurement trail. According to the FAA Act, that's a breach. No commitment of funds, no prior approval, and no one willing to take responsibility. But the documents weren't the only thing we received. We were also sent a statement, a staff member, a witness, a cry for help. Case 1, HR department crippled. Clerk to the Houses, Colleen Lowe, reportedly holds full control over hiring. Multiple staff confirm threats made to the HR director. Standard HR procedures sidelined. Vacancies filled without competition. It's not a department. It's a dictatorship. Case 2. Tara Evans terminated without cause. Evans was employed as senior secretary. Performance reviews were positive. She was recommended for appointment. Instead, she was placed on another probation, then terminated in November of 2024 without any explanation. GOJ staff orders require written reasons and a formal review. She got neither. Case 3, Tamisha McIntyre fired without review. Senior Legislative Counsel. No completed performance assessment. No justification provided. Termination letter handed to her on the last day of work. Effective immediately. This is a direct breach of GOJ's own termination protocols. Case 4, Nadine Riley, suspended indefinitely with pay. Suspended pending investigation. No charges brought, later reinstated, only to be placed on interdiction. The GOJ has no policy for indefinite paid leave, and the Office of the Services Commissions has yet to intervene. Case 5, Leandria Wilson, abruptly removed, seconded from Court Management Services. After allegedly disagreeing with Colleen Lowe, she was sent back to her ministry the same day. No documentation, no PR, no explanation. Retaliation, in plain sight. Case 6, closure of the staff canteen. The Parliament canteen, long a support to MPs and staff, has been gutted. The cook, Miss Olga Taylor, contract not renewed. Instead, tens of thousands are spent on private catering. For selected MPs and inner circle staff, taxpayer funds diverted, while regular workers can't afford a hot meal. Case 7, finance officers were reportedly pressured to breach procurement law. Documents confirm multiple AC units purchased from ATL, total value, 1.52 million Jamaican dollars. No purchase order, no requisition, no fund commitment. The acting PFO was allegedly threatened, pressured to sign off, despite clear violations of the FAA Act. Case 8, former clerk still without pension, retired April 2024. To this day, no pension disbursed. Her years of service erased by bureaucracy or sabotage.
Let me say to Mark Golding and his team, roll up on a sleeve, put on a water boots, put on a working overall, because it won't be a sweet and dandy when you come in a power. And what uno job is PNP is to restructure back the country governance structure, restructure back democracy. Can somebody tell me in the comment what has or is working under Andrew Holness? I am struggling and I can't pinpoint anything. What I'm asking is that you all help. You see the little dog in a G-string? You remember the little dog in a G-string from she come. You remember she and Juliet Holness launched an attack on Valerie Curtis. Valerie Curtis, the only person amongst the flock until they pushed her, literally picked her up and throw her out, have any integrity. The only person there with little integrity was Valerie Curtis until them lift her up and literally throw her out. The little dog in a G-string, Colleen Lowe, from she come there is a constant attack. And see, she assisted all the systems of governance. She helped Juliet Holness to break it. This was why Juliet Holness and Colleen Lowe plot to carry out that onslaught on Valerie Curtis, to remove Valerie Curtis. And look, since Valerie Curtis removed, everything mash up.
We were sent a folder. No name, no explanation, just a subject line. Start with the AC unit. What followed was a trail of leaked emails, memos, and financial documents.
Which restaurant, which one of them friends get the big contract for all of the lunch where Colleen do for him and him people them? Why does Colleen Lowe need to come to Westminster? To do what? Because the system of governance in Westminster compared to this, the Westminster system in Jamaica, it's a laughable system in Jamaica. It's all broken under this government. So when Colleen Law has spent tax money come to Westminster for what has Colleen Law learned and what has Colleen Law put in place? Because of big violations of the rule and the management process, the procurement process, everything mash up under this little dog.
All from inside Gordon House, and all pointing to the same thing: a parliament at war with its own rules. It began with a fixed asset, an air conditioning unit installed at the Parliament building. No record of funds, no procurement trail. According to the FAA Act, that's a breach. No commitment of funds, no prior approval, and no one willing to take responsibility. But the documents weren't the only thing we received. We were also sent a statement, a staff member, a witness, a cry for help. Case 1, HR department crippled. Clerk to the Houses, Colleen Lowe, reportedly holds full control over hiring. Multiple staff confirm threats made to the...
You see the destruction of the HR department. It means they can pick up anybody off the street, any of their friend off the street, and entrench them in a job. It means they can hire and fire without following laid down rules and guidelines. The whole system of governance is disrupted. And Mark Golden and his team job is to put democracy and system of governance back into place, because not working at the moment. Because if at the government level you can hire and fire so, and everybody is under the sword of Andrew Holness, because the Office of the Service Commission has said nothing, not a word on any of this. The same Office of the Service Commission who collude with Andrew Holness the other day to give a job to Dennis Chung, which Dennis Chung is not qualified for. Nothing. Nothing. Now work under this your government here. It's not meant to, because they're crooks, they're criminals, they're murderers, they're corrupt thieves, even though the Prime Minister said, no, we're not thieves, we're pilferers.
HR director, standard HR procedures sidelined, vacancies filled without competition. It's not a department. It's a...
Mark Golden, Valerie Curtis pension, you have to go sort it out as you not come in. Mark Golden. Valerie Curtis's pension, Mr. Golden. You have to go sort it out, because Valerie Curtis now can offer so much service to the country and walk away. And walk away just so. So, on job, when you come in, you have to go start out Valerie Curtis pension too. That's a one on a job you have to go deal with.
The dictatorship. Case 2. Tara Evans terminated without cause. Evans was employed as senior secretary. Performance reviews were positive. She was recommended for appointment. Instead, she was placed on another probation, then terminated in November of 2024 without any...
Lady, what's it? What's your name? Lady Macca. You wash your front since morning? Because normally people with them front a crotch, them normally end up over my page disgruntled. You know? Have you washed your front since morning, darling?
Explanation. GOJ staff orders require written reasons and a formal review. She got neither. Case 3, Tanisha McIntyre fired without review. Senior Legislative Counsel. No completed performance assessment. No justification provided. Termination letter handed to her on the last day of work. Effective immediately. This is a direct breach of GOJ's own termination protocols. Case 4, Nadine Riley, suspended indefinitely with pay. Suspended pending investigation. No charges brought, later reinstated, only to be placed on interdiction. The GOJ has no policy for indefinite paid leave, and the Office of the Services Commissions has yet to intervene. Case 5. Leandria Wilson, abruptly removed, seconded from court management services. After allegedly disagreeing with Colleen Lowe, she was sent back to her ministry the same day. No documentation, no PR, no explanation. Retaliation in plain sight.
It must be said that Juliet Holness, the Speaker of Parliament, is in league with all of this. All of this. Juliet Holness is in league with all of this. This is Juliet Holness's plot. Remember, Juliet Holness was the first one to started the unorthodox assault on Valerie Curtis, if you remember. Juliet Holness was the one who sent around email or memo chastising a professional over her corruption and unprofessionalism.
Case 6. Closure of the staff canteen. The Parliament canteen, long a support to MPs and staff, has been gutted. The cook, Miss Olga Taylor, contract not renewed. Instead, tens of thousands are spent on private catering. For selected MPs and inner circle staff, taxpayer funds diverted, while regular workers can't afford a hot meal. Case 7. Finance officers were reportedly pressured to breach procurement law. Documents confirm multiple AC units purchased from ATL. Total value, 1.52 million Jamaican dollars. No purchase order, no requisition, no fund commitment. The acting PFO was allegedly threatened, pressured to sign off, despite clear violations of the FAA Act. Case 8. Former clerk.
Hey, you, Mark Golden, come here. Come here, Mark Golden. You promise us that you're going to investigate and you're going to send them a prison. You're going to take back with them, take back far away. Mark Golden, nobody will hold you to account for that like me. Because Andrew Holness, Juliet Holness, and a lot of labor rights and a lot of people in the public service who have what you call that word? Facilitate the criminality of this government, or to go to prison, Mark Golden. And we're going to hold you to every inch of your word. Somebody, Mark Golden, somebody must go to prison for the treachery against the people of Jamaica, against the public purse, against our very democracy. And if nobody hold Mark Golden head to the wheel and send in one of these crooks to prison, may I go hold you to the wheel every day, Mark Golden. Somebody I figure prison for this.
Still without pension. Retired April 2024. To this day, no pension disbursed. Her years of service erased by bureaucracy or sabotage. The Ministry of Finance has offered no explanation. This testimony ends with one repeated call, that Clerk Colleen Lowe must be removed. That silence must be broken, and that the government must act. Because Parliament has become a house of cries, and the country is watching. Inside those walls, people are crying out, not for promotions, not for praise, but for protection. From the very people paid to lead them. They are tired. They are scared. They feel alone. Section 5.9.3 of the FAA Act is clear. No payments should be processed for wasteful spending, unbudgeted items, or activities not in the public interest. Every single payment outlined here violates that rule. Colleen Lowe's official government credit card shows $275,000 for airfare to Westminster. 21.
How much people did Colleen take with her? How much people did Colleen Lull take to Westminster with her? It costs so much in an airfare. How much people did Colleen Lull take to lunch in London? It costs so much money. Somebody need to go to prison. 275,000 Jamaican dollars. 21,900 Jamaican dollars. Who Colleen Lull take to London with her, and how much people Colleen Lull take out for lunch?
1,000.
Hold on there. I want to work out this in a pound for me now, please. 275,000 Jamaican dollars in pound. Work it out in a pound for me, please. And then work out 21,900 Jamaican dollars in pound. Let me find out how much Derek McBean, no do. Let me find out how much Colleen Lull spent on plane ticket for come a London, for come a Westminster, and how much she spent on lunch while being in Westminster. So she spent 275,000 Jamaican dollars per plane ticket. How much that work out in a pound, globalist? Wanna help me? I don't know say me done so than the government. I don't know say me done so than labor rights. So wanna help me work out the money there. Because we want to know how much people Colleen Lull took to London with her. A beer criminality under this Andrew Holness regime. A beer criminality. Agwan. Hold on there. 1,284 pounds. 1,284 pounds. So probably she and a man come. Cause that's more likely 2 ticket money. That's for the airfare, yeah? So more likely 2 ticket money. How much for the lunch? But somebody need to go to prison for this. Because everything that Colleen Lull has been doing since them kick out Valerie Curtis and bring in she breaks the rules.
$900 for a single meal claim. Subscription to Otter.ai, not listed in any approved ICT expenditure. All charged to Parliament. All outside procurement protocols. One retired public servant told us, this isn't how Parliament is supposed to run. If they can't follow the law inside the House, how can they expect the country to obey it outside? This is not a personal dispute. This is a governance breakdown. And it's happening inside Jamaica's Parliament. The evidence is in your hands now. We reviewed the testimonies. We reviewed the invoices. We reviewed the laws. And the truth is undeniable. This isn't just about policy. It's about people. The people who work behind those walls. And the ones being silenced for doing what's right.
A lot of these people, guns are being held to their head. A lot of these people possibly and probably isn't in agreement with Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness. You notice the Prime Minister now has been referred to as Colonel Andrew Holness, not the bro Goddism anymore. Colonel Andrew Holness. This country is being held to ransom by a wife and a husband, Jamaica. Our country is being held to ransom by a wife and a husband. The life of our democracy, you may not take this serious. You may not take this serious. But the life of our democracy is under threat from this government. It is the very reason why this government is tinkering along with the election. Because they want to usher us into a full-fledged dictatorship. And Your Holiness, we are going to burn it down if the older we can enjoy it. Let me tell you that from now. Let's move over to Chief of the Concubine, another bitch of the Prime Minister.
I remember wondering to myself how we were going to sleep with our doors and our windows open. I remember when I was much younger and
It's of no significance why I'm playing this. But because she has been so silent for a while and all her mates are being loud, we're giving voice. We're giving voice to an abused wife. This morning, we over here on Global TV, we are giving voice to an abused wife. That's the significance of us playing this information this morning. Do not see it as anything other than Global TV giving voice to an abused wife. I will call you back when I'm done. I'm live at the moment. The only purpose this morning of us playing this video is we are giving voice to an abused wife. That's the significance of this morning.
I remember wondering to myself how we were going to sleep with our doors and our windows open. I remember when I was much younger and I got country, my granny never used to close our window and our doors. But I wondered how we were going to get back there again. When our Prime Minister made that announcement that the day would come when we would sleep with our windows and doors open, I am happy that I live to see crime reduction to 46%. It means labor rights that when you grow your country, when you pay down your debt, you have the resources to invest in fighting crime. You have the resources to invest in building out an infrastructure that have boats, that have helicopter, that have plane. You have the infrastructure to buy police cars. And guess what? When a couple of my brethren them from inside the constituency say, Lord, boss lady,
couple of the Dan man them will feel up your breasts.
lady, I did go prison one time and I served my time and I'm decent now, but every day the police hunting me. I can say to them, though the police know where to find every single person who is involved in crime, if you're not do nothing, you're not for.
And them can't find your husband. Where is your husband hiding?
About them, and that is a fact. No desire is there to hunt people who are not doing anything wrong. So for those who are doing wrong, put down the gun, because we want to sleep with our doors and windows open, and we want to do it right away.
Colleen, have the patient. Remember me say we are giving voice to an abused wife. That's the only reason why this has been played this morning. We are giving voice to an abused wife. We must give voice to abused wife. And shout. I make the world hear say, they need help.
Around the corner. Labor rights. I hear a lot of people complaining about health care. I hear people complaining, if they can, about education, about us having buses, about us having gone to free tuition. No matter what we do, some people find a means of complaining. So let us take it one step at a time. The same people who are complaining, they must stifle them conscience. Labor rights, the people who cannot see that Jamaica has grown significantly, who cannot see that we have invested significantly, they must stifle them conscience. I spent some time in the new school bus. It's tougher than tough. The side of the bus is metal, which means even if a car run into that or a bus.
Then in a most tough, if a something when it make in a the stone and iron age, whenever make in a modernity, in a most tough.
Our regular bus run into that, our children are safe. The bus stirred upon the road. I am not understanding what one could have as a problem with it. My children driving on the bus from Louise Bennett the other day said, Miss, you can't make the bus pick us up at home instead of only picking us up at some stops to take to school and back. Make it come to my house now. It means down to the babies understand that the school bus system is better for them as children. And I met some young people one day, and when I asked them, have they thought about what is happening in the country? Are they ready to get up and go out and vote? One said yes, but one said, maybe we could have tried the other people them and see if they can do something. Let me tell you, Jamaica is no longer a PMP experiment. Them try and
That is what I want to answer, Miss Holness. We get to the crunch point. It is exactly what I want to answer. Jamaica is a PNP experiment that works. The social experiment of Michael Manley works. We no benefit from it now, no thief from it now. The social experiment of PJ Patterson, though I don't think he did as much as he should, worked. Portia Simpson's social experiment worked. Tell us, my dear, what are the social experiment of this Labour government that has ever worked in our country, or what social experiment will ever bring to Jamaica other than stealing, corruption, and crime? Other part that we want to address. Jamaica is not a social experiment for the PNP. How is it that uno bailout tourism enhancement fund, rather NHT, parts, all these, my darling, are PNP social experiment? Are you the member, or are you too dunce? You know, sometimes it don't make no sense to respond to the labor rights, them, you know, because the way all them done, Celine Brown, and how you do, the way all the labor rights them done, sometimes they take the stage and throw a word pan Andrew. I believe she throw like a word pan Andrew Holness, so you make we listen like more.
Enough with us. Them try and fail enough with us. So labor rights, I am asking you to just relax. Spend the time and think. And you're not so hard to convince. Because when the Prime Minister said labor rights hold us accountable, I know what he mean. In 2020, when I was going up for re-election, I remember it was the PMP them saying to the labor rights, you know better go vote for the woman. The woman work hard. You hear who? The PMP in my constituency were telling the labor rights to not get up election morning. Either they told me they would stay home. Them can't vote for me, so they must stay home. I thank them for it. Do it again. Or they will tell you that them can't vote against so much hard work, both at the constituency level and at the national level. Labor rights.
The the problem I'm having with you all, you can't itemize nothing you want to talk about. Progress, can't write down panelists, you can list progress. You actually can do that if you try. We have the time to sit down and wait. You can actually make a list of what you're talking about. Just don't use progress is a word. Progress for me last Thursday was going to the toilet after operation for the first time. That was fucking progress, my dear. And I only get to shit. So itemize it. Damn fools.
You are the ones that are the hardest in judging your members of parliament. Nothing wrong with that. But labor rights, when you make the comparison, even when we are not perfect, we are better than the alternative.
Well, as we said, we are giving voice to an abused wife. Now we are going to turn to Ian Hayles and Mark Golden to stick the oar into this government. I'm going to stop Ian Hayles at the point where I kind of shift a bit from the argument that Ian Hayles was making. Well-made argument, but when Ian Hayles get there, and we find out what my disagreement with Ian Hayles in this argument was. It's not a major disagreement, but you will find out why I have a slight disagreement in at one part of the argument he's making here. Somebody needs to go to prison, like literally go to prison.
So the government speaks about prosperity for 10 years. And I'm going to show you a case tonight, whereas there not been one prosperity for you, the people of Jamaica, land we love. So party leader, they said the birth rate is down. Shamila, why you draw for the M-family for me? Draw for the M-family, the baby milk. The M-family in 2016 under prosperity, when it started, was $1,500.
What I want you to keep in mind during this whole outline by Ian Hayles as well is the government argument of no net new tax. No net new tax, because the government argument of no net new tax fall down under even this that Ian outlines.
Today in 2025, $2,765 for prosperity and family. Lactogen 1. Lactogen 1, see that's in 2016, it was $1,250. In 2025, under prosperity, it is $2,582.90. Party leader, hug his diaper. Hug his to hug them liquor one day. Hug his diaper in 2016 when they took over was $1,600. It is now $3,360 for hug his diaper. And comrades, for those of you who have a loved one at home who wear the adult diaper, for those of you who have a loved one at home who wears the adult diaper that is sick, in 2016, the adult diaper was for $1,700. In 2025 under prosperity, the same diaper is for $3,800. A regular box food, a regular lunch where you eat, right, was for $800 in 2016. That same box food is for now $1,600. A patty, a beef patty, was for $200 in 2016. The same patty under prosperity now costs $300. Lord, Jesus, hold on. 400 $400 for a beef patty. A quaker bread in 2016, at the start of this great prosperity, was $90. Today, that quaker bread is $220. And comrades, if you can't afford none of that, you turn to the noodle soup every day. The noodle soup in 2016 was for $50. Today it is for $200 under prosperity. At $300, prosperity done within this country. Prosperity done within this country. Comrades, and if you can't afford the lunch and headache hold you, you're going to run for your Panadol. Looking at the box there, if you see the Panadol. If you can't buy lunch under prosperity and hungry hold you, you're going to have to buy the Panadol. In 2016, 2 Panadol cost $65. In $150 now for 2 Panadol. And if you don't like Panadol, Comrade Andre, and you like Cetamol. The price of Cetamol in 2016 was $48. Today, it is $110 for Cetamol. And if that didn't work, at 200, if that didn't work, pressure pill. No, pressure pill. I want you to hear me now. Pressure pill in 2016 cost $50 party leader. Now the same pressure pill costs $100 for 1 pill. If you multiply that by the entire month, you're paying $3,100 for 1 month supply of pressure pill under prosperity. Diabetes, it's sweet, but it's not sweet, yes sir. Diabetes in 2016 was $27. In 2025, under prosperity, the same pill costs $70 for your diabetic pill. Now, comrades, I want you to follow me here now. I want flat green to step. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. A iron fork. A iron fork. A iron fork in 2016 was for $1,200. Under prosperity, the same iron fork is for $6,700 for 1 iron fork. Spade.
Bear in mind, the government said no net new tax. Lovan, how you do? No net new tax. But when all of these prices escalate under this government, we pay more tax, don't we?
A spade in 2016 was for $900.
Run one list.
Was for $900. In 2025, the same spade cost $4,900 for a spade.
Chick 2.
New tax.
And I want you to hear me when I mention this one now. I want you to hear me when I mention this one. A lot of you have board house. A lot of you have board house. I grew up in a board house myself. A siding board. A siding board. A siding board. A siding board in 2016 cost $1,450. Under prosperity, the same piece of board if you put on your house is $3,700 a sheet under prosperity. A building block. Everybody know what a building block is, right? See it over here, so. A building block in 2016 cost $80. A building block under prosperity now costs $180. You can't build nothing under prosperity. $200. Comrades, party leader, after talking to the General Secretary this week, I put out on IG and on Facebook and on Instagram. Party leader, I asked everybody to tell me what they want me to put in the basket. And the ladies did respond. And some of the things where the man them respond, me couldn't put in the basket. And some of the things them where the lady them respond, me couldn't put in the basket either. But I go and get to nails. You know nails where you clip on, right?
Right. I'm going to roll back a bit here because he was going, this answer coming up, he was going on a surveyed response. Do I attack Ian Hayles or do I attack the women? Because I think what he went off on here, this is my disagreement, or if it is what the women are interested in, I highly disagree, because these niceties and vanities that he will talk about, no, these are not essential things. I think it would be more placed if Hayles go and talk about the sanitary conveniences that women need, which are high price and they are taxed and things like that, like the hairs and the nails and these are vanities. Women don't necessarily need them. But when it comes to sanitary pad and a lot of other important things that women need, I think that ought to have been the focus, because these are the things where people fight for tax come off in this country also. And we know that these things are outpriced in our society. I think that's where the focus, but listen for yourselves. But this is rather be with Hayles or the women who responded to the survey. I totally disagree with this bit. This is the only bit where I take disagreement in this outline by Ian Hayles.
Party leader, the woman them of this country is suffering. They must suffer. And the men of this country are suffering also. Party leader, in 2016, a set of nails, medium nails, cost $3,500 for a set of nails. Under prosperity, the ladies in this country are now paying $8,500 for the same set of nails under prosperity. Now, Comrades, the next message I got from the ladies, Comrade Nikisha, where are you? They said eyelashes. They said eyelashes extension. Now, me no know nothing about them or something, I know. And when me ask you to tell me in terms of what you want me to put on the list. So eyelash extension in 2016 was for $4,000. Under the Jamaica Labour Party Prosperity Plan, the women of this country is now paying $12,000 for eyelashes. And
for me, even if that's the response from the woman, I would have crafted more meaningful things put in my speech. Because instead, these are the things that oppress women pocket at the cash out. The thing that they have to buy, that they have to use, that they cannot wait until I have the money to buy it. So I don't see where he should have bring up these niceties and vanities on such a campaign where he's making such a great argument. And then for me, it just drop off here. So just drop off.
Comrade Johnny's, I want to get to the year extension. But I want you to play a tune for me first. Play something. I want to get to the year extension.
I'm living while I'm living to the Father.
Right. Let's move over to Mark Golden because Hayles made his point that I wanted made. His argument was brilliant until he got to Vanity. His argument was brilliant until he get to the Vanity part, which I fall asleep there. Literally. I couldn't give a toss about hair, nails, and all of that God create woman with. Couldn't give a fuck about that. Let's move over to Mark Golden because Mark Golden stuck it on the Prime Minister as well.
Than the broken health system where Cornwall Regional Hospital has been under repair for years, burning through billions and billions of taxpayers' dollars, while the people of St. James and Western Jamaica are still without proper health care. It is a disgrace, and there has been no accountability for the worst situation in health care ever in the history of the country. We are better, Jamaica, than the dirty cities that we have to live in, where garbage piles up, where traffic has no order, where street lights don't work, and where raw sewage often runs in the road for people having to hop, skipping, and jumping to avoid it. We are better than the heavy burden of the cost of living that the people have been carrying. And Comrade Ian Hayles, Vice President, took you through a comparison of the prices of so many essential basic items. And you can see that prosperity is an illusion. There is no prosperity. There is sufferation and hardship and frustration. And that is why there is no third term loading. There will be no third term. There will be a new term for the People's National Party because Jamaica wants change. I want a Jamaica where a child in Norwood or in Mount Salem or King Street has just as much chance to achieve their dreams as a child in Iron Shore or in Cherry Gardens in Kingston. I want a Jamaica where the people of Granville, of Bogue, of Ancheville, of Gatadupa have hospital where the healing of the sick takes place. Schools where all our children learn to read and write and to handle numbers. and communities that thrive in a spirit of togetherness and progress. I want a Jamaica where the garbage is collected and the roads are maintained. Water is provided to communities and in households, and public services are reliable and affordable for the people. I want a Jamaica where people do not just work in tourism, but they thrive in it.
Catherine, for me, enhancing beauty is an illusion. Some of the most beautiful women you walk up on road these days is the one them with dreadlocks. Because dreadlocks has become, it is fashionable now. Some of the most beautiful women you buck up on road is the one with dreadlocks, without makeup, and without the bat wing on them eye. Or if they not turn around, you don't know, see a black woman, if you look on them from behind, you don't know. I understand some of them, it gives them confidence, but in the eyes of the beholder, hey, judgment.
And where they can look to become owners of a piece of the tourism industry. Where Sam Sharp's legacy of justice and freedom and the policies we deliver will be manifestations of that legacy, and the lives that we uplift will be a testament to honor the legacy of Samuel Daddy Sharp. This is the Jamaica I see, and this is the Jamaica we are working to build, with clean hands, with a good heart, and with sound minds. We are not just promising better, we are preparing to make better come. That is why we are giving St. James 5 brilliant, capable young leaders, men and women who are ready to serve, ready to work, and ready to walk with the people every step of the way to progress. Comrades, we are approaching the prospect of government with a series of policies and programs which are designed to make life better for all Jamaicans, to tackle the real issues that the country faces. When I think about the issue of land, I know here in St. James, there are many families living on land for many, many years, and they don't have security of tenure. They don't have no title. They are held back by land law that was crafted in colonial times as part of the evolution out of the days of slavery, which Sam Sharp and the other heroes fought against. Time come to modify those laws to empower our people so they can become owners instead of what some people call squatters. The next People's National Party is going to have a positive program of restoring ownership to the people.
Carl Arbin Hill, who uses the phrase in the video we played last night, political and economic independence. Speaking particularly to economic independence, Arbin Hill, land reform, land distribution, sharing the wealth with the people, Arbin Hill, is a direction to economic independence, not stealing from the public purse, not fatten up your friends through contracts and kickbacks. What Mark Golden is talking about here, it is by this means we can, if implemented, achieve a level of economic independence, because wealth has been trickled down from top to the people. So more of those who came from the plantation can move up on the wealth ladder, can create generational wealth through land, labor rights. One of deprived way off, one of thief from Flight Green, Fort Charles Beach. Fort Charles Beach, Flight Green, Andrew Holness, Clifton Lodge. Land distribution or land theft. Uno deal with land theft. Mark Golden, what Mark Golden is outlining is land distribution. Totally different thing. And if you notice, they take us two different angles. Because they say, Andrew Holness come and buck down the people them house and take the land and give it to his wife and him picnic. When Mark Golden come in, he's going to distribute land to poor people, to young people, so people can get on the property ladder. People can accumulate generational wealth. So we move ourselves out of poverty labor rights.
The lands that government own, where they have occupied those lands for at least 25 years. And they will get their titles. And furthermore, if they haven't made 25 years, but they want to buy, we will enter into arrangements for them to buy on terms that they can afford, because we want the people of Jamaica to be empowered by owning a piece of the rock. And this is going to affect hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans. Not
the first time since slavery, we are being meaningful land distribution. Michael Manley tried it as well. But because of the CIA and SIAGA, you know, all of what happened, PJ never carried it on. But this is meaningful land distribution.
Not only here in St. James, but all across the country. It is why our housing policy is focused on delivering affordable houses to the people. We have had many houses built in this country over the last 9 years, but the vast majority of those houses are out of reach of ordinary Jamaicans. They cannot afford those houses. Young Jamaicans who go through school and do well. Some of them get to university and get a degree. They get a job, but they can't afford houses that are selling for the 20s and 30s and $40 million. We are going to build 50,000 affordable houses. We're going to do it on lands that are publicly owned lands but are not suitable for agriculture. And we are not going to include the value of the land in the price of the house. So you will get it at a good discount of $2 to $3 million, courtesy of the progressive policies of the People's National Party. We are going to restore the National Housing Trust to its proper mission. So all those young Jamaicans who want to own a home and are struggling and can't do it because they can't find the money to cover the deposit, we are establishing the Young Persons Deposit Fund in the National Housing Trust. $1 billion, which we will restore to $1 billion every year. And they will get a grant. That is money that you don't have to pay back. They will get a grant towards paying down on a house. Anyone up to 35 years who's been contributing to the fund for at least 2 years will qualify for that grant. And they will step up onto the ladder of ownership and will start to live the Jamaican dream. We have the First in Family program for young people. I have seen so many cases of brilliant young Jamaicans, did well in school, studied hard, got a raft of subjects at CXC, keep themselves out of trouble, want to pursue tertiary education in university or college, but the parents can't cross it and they don't get to go. And we are saying, if you are the first person in your family to qualify for tertiary institutional education, university or college, the People's National Party will ensure that you get to go with a full scholarship so you can step up in life. And we expect you to pay it forward and lift your brothers and sisters forward with you, because we want to stop poverty moving from one generation to the next.
Land distribution. Meaningful land distribution. And we're going to end this morning with Desmond McKenzie said, and to that we'll just say, pew. Desmond McKenzie said, let me see what the National Fool said. Government to provide 130 million to municipal corporation for back to school support. Pew is my answer to that. Then we'll move on to the doctor of death, the death angel. The death angel you, Dr. Death Angel, admitted the very report that Dr. Dawes is referring to. The healthcare in crisis, Dr. Death Angel, is not Dr. Dawes' words. Even though Dr. Dawes is a practitioner in the healthcare and know that it is not at a collapse point, it has collapsed under your tenure. But Dr. Dawes is speaking specifically to a report that you admitted, Dr. Tufton, even though you know want to play it, you know want come out, come accept it publicly. But it's not Dr. Dawes' word. It's a report that says we are on the brink of crisis, something that you admitted. And my humble submission, we are not on the brink of a crisis. We're in the depths, Dr. Tufton, angel of death. In the deep end of a crisis. That is where we are. Catherine, I wish what and you want me to play now because I have so much done things. Mr. I don't bust off. We can't take the deaf ears along in because deaf ears gives trouble. Deaf ears give too much problem. Make we play the who is shagging and vase bit. Who is shagging and vase?
Realize when you listen to the other side, they don't have any plans.
Dung in a flight green throat. That's all I can say to this. Dung in a flight green throat. Come in, I know why I open him throat so loud when him attack are so wide.
What I realize when you listen to the other side, they don't have any plans. They don't have any ideas.
You know, I can't listen to that youth, yeah? He irritates me more than Andrew Holness. I swear to God. What the national dons then? Can we find the national dons, please? Dear national dons, where are you? Dear national dons. Oh, in there. Dear national dons, where are you? Push your head up. Oh, strip. I need to mute this because I'm not taking the copyright for bastards. But sting shaggy thang in your head. What is happening on screen where James Robertson, the murderer, the twice killer James Robertson, who murdered political and business opponent Darrell Vaz, you would be aware, who murdered the woman he raped. He also murdered political opponents. He also murdered friend and businessman Samuel Dixon. But what happened on stage in Portland was quite telling, because the wife sat down when the husband approached, and then when Coxman stand up, you saw what happened. All we know about last night quarreling, say, when you and your partner or your roommate or whatever quarrel last night, the two of you can go in a public space, still be an enemy, and you can still, sometimes the man will go on like him, like nothing happening, and he will approach, he will talk to you and behave like unagree, but then the wife will make sure, or the wife's sweetheart girlfriend will make sure, remind her, remember we don't agree, we all go out here, but we don't agree. Isn't that what took place here? Me I come go down Jamaica National go pay me remittance now, because the labor right them say we don't fit talk about Jamaica because we don't live there. But me I go pay me remittance, so me have to talk. Me pay me remittance for talk. Labor rights. So me a talk. Anyway, globalists, thank you all for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support as always. Join us back this evening when we continue the socialist campaign against the most crooked and tyrannical government we've ever had. A government that has destroyed system of governance, a government which puts the life of our great Jamaican democracy at risk, something that we must stand to protect, particularly when this government chose to or decide to call the election. We, the people of Jamaica, particularly those of you who are at home, must stand in line.
Big up the government when the same man we had done last year with a yarn him start this year. Be a be post a pick with yarn the boy, no. If I hear man post the boy, no.
Only stand risk of losing it. It is your job, Jamaica. Protect and enhance democracy that you have. Thank you for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support as always. Join us back this evening for the people's point of view. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is all dead. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a block. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing. You might throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and Joe one stone. And it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all.